Today on this episode of RealityGays,
it's turkey lurkey time, and Darcey's turned on.
Andrei gives Libby an ultimatum, but doesn't really know what that word means.
And we're on YouTube, y'all. Ooh, watch me. Ooh, creamy shoulders.
Stop it! Stop it!
Yes.
Stop it! Roll it, Christina!
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Death ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiance. Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown. 90-day Fiance. Marrying someone you only met on your phone. Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love. It's RealityGays. Let's love.
Hey there, Georgie.
Yes, my love.
You got the greasy turkey legs, those big old turkey legs. Just bite it, baby. Bite it. It's so
delicious.
Greasy. Ooh, she got that turkey juice. Gerber, 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 gerber. I'm turned on.
You are just like the turkey I'm eating.
I should make a lip gloss called turkey juice, and I would just wear it for you, baby. Love her.
My bear is just like, watching you eat that turkey leg turns me on. I'm sweet, delicious, and juicy.
It's official. Now, look, we are a Darcey Stan podcast. Do not come for our queens. And Darcey is horrible at dirty talk. Just horrendous.
And that is what makes it so fun.
Yeah. And I bet Stacey's actually pretty good at it.
Well, I think she's a little bit more, she's just not as desperate because I feel like Darcey, the stakes go way up when she's on camera and she just fumbles, which is why it's so funny.
We love her so much. Y'all, this is RealityGays. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Poodle. And we are two ridiculous homosexuals who love tearing reality television a new one.
And especially, we normally say our favorite obsession, but this part. This is TLC's Happily Ever After, and it's probably usually
90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After.
Yes, TLC's 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, and this is not our favorite obsession, although there's some people we are obsessed with on this season, so we'll give it that.
Yeah, full transparency, y'all. Happily Ever After is considered the slog of the three. Yeah, there's been some really great moments. I think I have there's some high hopes for this cast. I can already say that.
And they're doing it differently. So I don't know yet if I like it or not. Yeah, but they're already mixing it up.
Well, I think I actually like it because I don't think any of those three can carry their own storyline anymore. Of the Andrei, Libby, Jovi, Yara, and Loren and Alexei. I think it's better that they do that. It does. My only problem with that is I'm glad they didn't set them up to be best friends, but I think now we kind of know there's not a lot of connection between them. So it's weird when they're talking to each other like they care about one another.
Yes.
So I think that...
Yeah.
Because I think you have to have a little bit of personality investment.
What feels like we're on a Housewives show or something. We've never had the couples cross. We've seen them in the tell-alls, but we've never just had... They even
on Happily Ever After
and
before.
They kind of mention it, but they've never. But we know they're all together. But there's they're just all hanging out now. And so now this is going to be the world. I don't know what I think about it. I'm going to give it a chance.
I have a theory that someone brought this into producers and says, look, we've got a Florida contingent and we're not doing anything with it.
There's so many people. Yes.
And they said, we're going to have a big party down in Malibu in Miami and tell, I don't know. We're going to rent an Airbnb and Loren and Alexei are going to act like they're moving into their house, and we're going to put a fish on the wall.
There's a giant fish on the wall.
We had one of those for a while. My father caught it.
It was like when we had to stop. You once did y'all poodles. If you're what? Oh my God. And you're watching this on video. Y'all, if you're watching this on YouTube, that means it's YouTube's Day.
It's YouTube's Day.
Welcome, y'all.
YouTube's tied.
It's no. No, you look. I'm going to tell you, for branding purposes, you just need to let it go and just roll with it. You did this.
It's not
you
YouTube's
thought of it.
Steak. It's not YouTube's tied.
No, you thought of this, and you're going to fuck up your own branding. That's what you're going to do, and then no one's going to know when this comes out, and it'll be your fault.
It's my self-destructive.
They'll say, "Does this come out?" They'll say, "Does this come out on Thursday?" Because you confused them. Is that what you want?
It comes out on Tuesday, otherwise known as YouTube's Day.
I'm just trying to be professional. God damn.
Now I hate it.
Well, it's too late now. It's cut print.
I know.
So y'all, thank you for watching this.
How hard it must be to be me.
If you're watching it, it's not at all. If you're watching this, and that means you're a sub. You've decided to subscribe to RealityGays, and I love it.
I said that one time, and you ran with it, and I don't like it when you say it.
I'm sorry, your mic cut out. Couldn't hear you. So anyway, everybody, if you're watching this on video, welcome. It's very nice to see you, even though we really can't. But pretend we are. Pretend we're looking at you. If you're in your bra, pretend we're looking at you right now.
Ooh, I'm looking at your high beams. Ding, ding, ding. Just popping out at me.
Yeah.
If you're looking
watching
at
your husband walk in his underwear, and I'm looking at his junk.
I'm way out in the woods in my parents' house with the trees behind me. The trees, they go so high, and the trees, they go so green.
That sounds gay.
It's a Christmas song, I believe. Maybe it's not. No, it's a Britain song. It's a
there we are.
It's a Britain folk song. So what was gay?
Yeah. Because he's singing about trees, but you know what he's really thinking about? Dick.
Cock.
Yeah. The dick grows so high and it's green up your poop chute.
What?
I don't know.
Wow.
I had a Dr. Pepper. I'm excited.
Happily Ever After, season 9. Good Lord, we've done all of them. Season 9, episode 1. Welcome to the party, pal.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the party. That's like what we're saying to you. Welcome, although I would never call you pal.
No, I don't.
Welcome to the party. I don't think I've ever said the word pal in my life.
No, I don't.
It feels weird in my mouth. Pal.
It feels like something Timmy only said to Lassie. Again, I know you. A lot of you know who that is.
You're a real pal, Lassie.
I think that. Yeah, that's kind of my. Yeah, my pal.
Oh, buddy, old pal.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. Mm-mm.
I feel that's something straight men say to each other, like in the 1940s.
Or they don't even say it in gay porn. And gay porn is the dialogue in gay porn is behind at least 20
suck
years.
My dick, pal.
No. I guess bro is the new pal from the 50s. Who knew?
Oh, bro is the new everything.
Yeah, bro is the new everything. Yeah, bro. I'm sure are your nephews and nieces saying it at all?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, the kids
I liked it when I was talking to Mary Payne and we were recording something and her son was like off camera and he was like, bro, blah, blah, blah. And she called her mom. She called his mom bro. Called her mom bro. And he's like, yeah, that's just what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it, but it's what it is. It's what it is.
It's what it is. A couple of other announcements. We're going to be going on.
This is a new season.
We're going to be going on vacation the week after this. But you're going to get all 3 episodes of 90 Day UK that are going to drop on this feed. And you'll get, at least for that week, you'll actually get, on Tuesday, you'll get 2 videos of that as well, of the first 2 episodes.
Okay, so this is dropping on, I'm just trying to think this. This is coming out on the 6th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
no,
so that's what I'm saying. And then the next week will be 12, 13 when we're on vacation.
6th.
So we're on vacation. Yes. So you need to pretend if Gary's Gary's telling you what day it is, you need to pretend we're on vacation next week.
So next week we're on vacation. Y'all don't know. This is really hard. This is really hard.
I'm not judging you. I have a terrible memory. So
next week is vacation. So we're unreachable. We are persona non grata.
You're in Iceland. I'm in Provincetown. Both of us are getting banged down.
We better.
Yeah. Otherwise, we both can't come home. Out of shame. But anyway,
I don't know. You know what? I won't feel bad because I can.
Oh,
if I'm going to Provincetown and I don't get banged, I'm going to feel bad.
Yeah, but I feel like
it's different.
I wouldn't feel bad for Iceland, but I feel like just a personal. Would you might not feel bad, but how would Piano Cat feel leaving Iceland without playing a few chords?
I'll be disappointed. But honestly, people go to Provincetown to have sex.
They do.
Like, So.
But they also usually don't go to Provincetown with headgear.
Oh, that is the rub.
That's the rub.
There's the rub.
There's the rub.
Which you probably won't be getting.
There's the nod.
No, I wish it for you. I wish lots of the first night there or the second night there, you should just like suck a dick. And so then it's just like off the table. Then you don't have to worry about it anymore.
They actually have a bar that has a table where you can suck a dick. So literally you can just...
So it's on the table.
It's a pool table that they cover in leather.
There you go.
There you go.
Never underestimate gay people's ability to be ingenuitive about things like that. Y'all.
Yeah. Oh boy.
We will find so many ways to have sex.
We will fuck on a roller coaster if you let us.
I think that's dangerous.
Well,
y'all, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion was up this past week.
It was.
What a fantastic reunion! You can watch us do it. Reviews are coming in. I guess. But people mostly liked the reunion. They loved our coverage of it.
They did.
That's what I'm hearing.
They did. It's so much so that we already are up to almost 5,500 YouTube subscribers because Secret Lives of Mormonism. So it looks like we are halfway to 10,000.
Over halfway.
If we hit 10,000 before the end of the year, if we hit 10,000 by September,
no more bargaining.
No, that we end up getting, we got to think of something in addition to do. If we get 15,000 by the end of the year, we're going to have to do something else too.
Why don't we cross that bridge when we come to it?
I'm just saying it might happen. We better start thinking
part of your mother, adult children of an alcoholic waiting for the other shoe to drop strategy. You need to do that on your own.
I'm just saying we can.
I just read you for filth.
I'm just saying we need to think about what we can promise.
Then we will think about it then. And that's my mother's strategy. I don't want to think about it now, so I'll think about it tomorrow.
Well, there you go.
Anyway, so yes, I'm going to send Christina the worst of the sexts that I've sent. And I'm going to be honest. But I don't think I'd be able to read them. She's going to somehow put it through some type of
I've got an idea, yeah.
Siri that's going to read them. And then I'm going to choose a scary movie that you will watch. I can't wait. I know exactly what it's going to be and I'm already thinking about it. Certain scenes especially.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Oof.
but sure.
This one's going to give you nightmares. But it's not as bad as some. I'm telling you, people are out for you. Because some of the ones they've suggested, I'm like, you're fucked up.
Yeah, y'all are pieces of shit.
That movie wrecked me.
Oh, no. How dare you?
Anyway, y'all, I think that's about it. Ultimate and Queer Love. All the episodes are out.
Yes.
We loved the season. I hated the reunion. Hated it. Like Men on Books. Hated it.
It's still worth watching though for the whole season. The whole season's great. Yeah. So, but yeah, just even if you watch like the first 15 minutes of the reunion and Marita screaming, and then that's all you need to see.
Yeah, Marie. Yeah. Or Marita. Yeah.
Marita and also, Marie.
Although Marie, they were kind of the standouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can fast forward it through Mel's unwashed hair.
Yeah, exactly.
For Pert Plus.
Yeah.
I think we talked about
that's it. Our Facebook group is back now when you're listening. So it was snoozed over the 4th of July holiday week. And so if you looked and thought it was closed, it is back up. So if you want to join the Sissy Squad, go ahead and join because we have fun in there.
We
do have a lot of fun. It's a great group.
And we do have call us. I think we're going to do a call us this show.
Mm-hmm. If we don't forget like we've had the last 4 times. Because we say we're going to do a call us and then we forget. So
we're going to do a call us.
Yeah. I'm
saying it now.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to
do a call us, and y'all, that's available at the $15 tier where we send you a little you get our little Google Voice, and you can call us and leave us a message saying I love you boys, especially because I'm wasted right now. I have a really dirty secret about my ex-husband.
Sure.
Or just have us ask us a question or make a comment or anything. Just pop off. We want you to pop off.
You can pop
off. The fuck off.
Pop the fuck off. There you go.
Anyway, I think that's it. Is it? That was only 15 minutes.
Well, that's it. I think that's all.
And there'll be a Gilded Age Corner on the part 2 of this show.
Okay, great.
Should we jump in?
Let's.
I always get. Oh, it's a new season. I'm always a little daunted.
I'm always excited. Like you're about to jump off
relax into it.
You're about to jump off a diving board. That's how I feel. Like whee.
Oh, I wouldn't even think about it. I would just jump off.
Well, that's why you've been in a coma and I haven't. So
fair.
So
y'all, this has got some of our we were talking about this before, but they're doing something new where we're kind of combining 3 couples into a storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I think it's going to work, but I would say I like 3 of these equally enough. I don't hate any of these people.
Yeah.
So
which is saying something for Poodle.
Yeah, it's kind of
I like all of them
for me. I just
I know
think
you don't like
Loren
the word
and Alexei
like.
are just
that was my favorite person we talked to on the ship. We had the best time.
I totally agree with you. I just feel like they try to sell the storylines too much, and I don't love it.
I don't know if
Loren, you can go back to hating me. Although I would say I really enjoyed spending time with them on that ship.
No, I think what you're adverse to really isn't about Loren and Alexei per se.
It has nothing to do with it. Yeah. It's the storylines.
I don't think they have big problems. And I think I think they signify it more than anyone. But these 3 couples, these are couples now that Loren and Alexei, 10 years they've been together. Libby and Andrei, they've been married for 7 years. Yeah. Jovi and Yara now have been married for, I think,
4 years.
They met 7 years ago. They've been married for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So these are couples now that are established and they're also couples that Libby and Andrei, they don't talk to her family anymore, except for dad and one sister.
No.
And we find out that Loren and Alexei don't talk to her family.
I cannot believe. So that means they're not talking to Marlene and the husband.
They're not talking to Marlene, which Marlene was horrible.
I can understand.
We would always, but Marlene was horrible, but also that was our favorite part of their segments is Loren trying to negotiate her overbearing mother. Not that we can relate at all to that.
especially when Marlene's talking and Lauren's ticking like a motherfucker.
She's just like her mom triggers her so much. I think, and not because we wanted to see her suffer. It's more like we all relate to that. So I think that's kind of what this strategy was. Is we have these people that a lot of people really like, a lot of people follow on social media. We know they all give good show. We do know that, and so they're like, how do we make this work? So I don't want to say optimistic, but I'm interested.
How do we have less location money?
That too.
How do we make our budget?
Everybody's got to go to Hollywood, Florida for a week.
How do we make our location budget cut in half? I'm just thinking like Sharp here.
But so anyway, so that's kind of. Yeah. I think that's what again, it's not them. It's like,
no, I think you're right. It's the storylines. And it feels like I think they're both pretty good at selling a storyline. And look, I don't love it.
As long as Alex is wearing a tank top, I'll watch.
Okay. His arms look great.
Holy
I was going to say,
God.
Andrei looks better than he ever has.
Both of them look, again, y'all, when we met them.
There.
Jovi looks cute for Jovi.
He looks fine.
Andrei, though, y'all, he's like, I don't know. He's like 6'4" or something like that.
Oh, my God.
It was like seeing
I almost pushed Libby off that boat.
You really did. And I remember Alex came up and hugged me, and it was just like hugging steel. I patted his back, and then I kind of rubbed it a little bit, and then Loren said, "Get off, bitch." And I said, okay. Because I leaned up in Alex's ear and I said, I have adult patients too. And Loren didn't like that. She said, back off, queen.
She was fun, especially after like 4 glasses of Prosecco.
I had a ball with her.
She got real loose-lipped.
We both got ripped. And she looked gorgeous in that dress.
Just slipping all kinds of shit.
So we'll see. Right. Yeah, let's jump in.
Let's jump in. We are using the Pond 5 version of the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. We are on a pirate boat.
That means we're in Tampa, y'all. Well, actually, they moved from Tampa. They're somewhere else in Florida.
No, they're in Tampa.
I thought they moved away.
City of Pirates.
But I thought they moved away from her family.
That's yeah, but the parents they were further away. But they're in Tampa now.
So they moved to Tamps. Okay.
Yep.
Y'all, Tamps is really popular for 90 Day.
So they show clips of their fights, y'all. We don't if you don't know who Andrei and Libby are, we're not going to explain this. It's just they're kind of royalty.
Yeah, we're not talking about the flashbacks of these people. If you're like, wait a minute, they met on a trip.
Back.
No, go back.
I got to say, this is the time where I will say, if you don't know who these people are, I don't know if Happily Ever After is for you this season. If you're kind of a newer,
I would go back.
Yeah, especially the old guard.
I'm going to tell you this right now. If this is your first time ever, maybe you'll find this on the YouTube. And this is our part 1, by the way. We should say for anyone new, we do this show in 2 parts because we're wordy gay men.
We're verbose.
We're verbose gay men who talk too much about things that don't have really any importance. And we love it.
And that's what people pay for.
And we love it. Yeah. So
or now you get it for free. Look at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just tweaked my nipples.
So
Ding.
We definitely, sorry, you're talking about your nipples and you completely distracted me. And now I don't remember what I was going to.
You can't have me. You'll never have me.
Don't worry. 2 bottoms don't make a night. Thank you. No. So anyway, I just want to say, y'all, if this is your first time seeing Darcey, stop right now. Don't even listen to us. Don't
you won't
watch
understand.
Do not go back.
But Before the 90 Days season 2.
You've got to go back and see Darcey and Before the 90 Day. You will thank us.
With Jesse.
You don't understand.
That is the thing. Happily Ever After is for previous watchers. I don't know if it's really for a lot of new watchers. It's not going to be as rewarding experience. Before the 90 Days is always a great start. for new viewers.
Wonderful.
If you want to get your friends involved, that's the way to do it. But I say have your friends start at Before the 90 Days season 2 if they want a really good start, or any of the Nickel seasons of 90 Day Fiance and Happily Ever After. I think Nickel is season 4. That's a great start.
Yeah.
I think season 2 with Danielle of 90 Day Fiance is also a great start.
Great.
Danielle and but yeah, Before the 90 Days with Darcey is a great one too.
Yeah. So anyway, continue as if you've seen it. Let's talk about Libby and Andrei.
So basically, y'all, did you hear? He's like, Libby's like, I like to see you in a pirate costume naked. He's like, would you be a good pirate or a bad pirate? I went, is there a good pirate? They're technically, that's kind of the idea is you're a criminal.
You know the history of pirates? Not great, y'all.
I still think they're hot.
Yeah.
They did awful things.
Well, I will say it is pretty factual that they did do a lot of gay stuff though on that boat.
That's what I've heard.
They're
maybe in a previous life, I was a pirate.
I always thought if you don't come twice a day, you're going to get scurvy.
Sure.
Right.
That y'all, and we find out they only keep in touch with Chuck and Becky. So no Jen, no Charlie and Megan.
No mom.
And no mom. Oh, the mom is the worst.
She's terrible.
Her mom.
It's
so, and remember, we learned on Diaries that they're moving to Moldova. And Libby was sold on it at first, but now she's having second thoughts because now she's actually thinking about, oh my God, I have to move to Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
And I may not be near the ocean.
It's pretty funny later on when Yara's like, she's going to hate it.
She's like, why the fuck would you move to Moldova?
Moldova. Yippee. You're crazy. Yeah, it's so I enjoy that we're bringing in that perspective because that it's going to piss on.
No, Yara said she's not the kind of American who's going to be able to fit in. She's like, she needs air conditioning. She needs ice in her drinks. Eastern Europe is a different world, y'all. It's not like when you can ask for extra ice in France and they give you more attitude. It's just like they'll say it's going to be extra, or they just won't understand you. When you get further and further east, a lot of the Western things that you think that that Czechia which formerly the Czech Republic is kind of the last place you can get a lot of Western European things, and the rest is Eastern Europe, which is its own thing, but. Know that it's not going to be a lot of Americans go and tour Europe, and we think of that as Western Europe. Yeah. Eastern Europe has many more, not a lot of Western things. It's not a lot of Western things that Americans are creature comforts with. Yep.
Yeah.
So I understand what Yara is saying.
You've banged your way across Europe.
Yeah.
All of it. But yeah,
the more you go east, the more you're going, but I wish I had this. And they're like, we don't have that. That's America. And you're like, oh, okay.
And that's hard when you
get okay with it. But yeah.
You get okay with it, but it is like you don't have a dishwasher,
Nope.
Like they
no
don't
AC.
A lot of, like, I remember in Italy, they don't have dryers in Italy. Everybody lying, it's a different thing. So, So creature comforts do make a big deal. So anyway,
she's basically they're talking about they're going to go to Moldova for 2 weeks, and right now they're going to Miami to go to Loren and Alexei's housewarming party with Jovi and Yara as well.
So I guess they moved from Hollywood to Miami because they were in Hollywood, Florida. So I guess now they're in Miami.
I'm not sure. I'm sure they're probably removed from it. They might still be saying Hollywood.
I just want to. Libby also said too before she left, they were talking about Moldova, and she's like, "Babe, I don't know." She's like, "I'm just so attached to Florida," and I've been put ... Said no
you
one
are
ever.
Florida.
Said no one ever.
You are the human embodiment. You and your family are the human embodiment of Florida.
Well, we shouldn't clump her with her family though, because she is, her mother said shit about gay people online, and she fucking read her online for filth.
No, I said that. I've said this before. She is the best of her family.
She really is. But her
I don't know how big of a bar.
Her mom and they are just.
Yeah, it's
what
just
you
trash.
Think it's really
Florida trash.
They are.
If you live there, you know we're talking about.
And I'm not
sun damage.
We got it in Oklahoma. We got it. We got all different types.
Trust me, I come from trash.
Yeah,
so I know it when I see it.
Yeah, I do too.
So they're kind of concerned about, because Andrei and Jovi didn't really get along, which I think this is a little bit. It's not that they didn't really get along; they just had a little disagreement. But there's some clips of that. But Andrei does think Jovi's a mama's boy, and there's nothing wrong about that because it's completely true.
Jovi is a mom. No, I think Jovi still gets along with his mom. As you said, Poodle, how does his mother talk?
We talk like this. That's not how she talks.
No, it's not how she talks. You got very drunk with Jovi in New York the first time we met him.
I did, because he kept buying me drinks. He was already wasted.
He kept buying you Sazeracs, right?
Sazeracs, yeah. Because I said I went to school in Baton Rouge. And he's like, oh, blah, 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 we have to go. You're from there. So, hey, bartender, you make a Sazerac? Yara don't like me to have these. She's already cut me off tonight, but she didn't see the three shots I had. He was already wasted. Yeah. I think he has a little problem with alcohol.
Well, that's been talked about before. So, and it's
like most of the other kind of Cajun background boys that I knew.
Yeah. Yes. And so, which we're going to talk about them in a second, but I just want to say that. So Andrei's like, he's a mama's boy. And Libby says, she's like, but Bab, this is going to be good, because it'd be good to hear their perspective, because Yara is a woman. And Andrei goes, oh my God, she's a woman. Y'all, if you're new to this, Andrei is misogynist. Or not misogynist, but he's got a lot of misogyny. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's misogynistic. Yeah. He is your typical blowhard Eastern European man.
As Yara said he is.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly who he is.
This is the same man who told Libby, don't terrorize me with your pregnancy.
Or get out of my fucking birthday house.
Or get out of my fucking birthday.
Which he told her sisters. They honestly deserved it.
They did deserve it. So
get out of my fucking birthday house.
Anyway, and as always, Andrei does not like it. You guys, this guy does things on his sheer stubbornness. So It's really hard to convince him otherwise. So my money is on they're moving to Moldova.
I'd still beg for it.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Yara,
Jovi and Yara.
Jovi.
Yara is in a tiny little bikini.
She looks
her
great.
Body.
She's
good
banging. I'm not into women, but I can respect. I want to do her makeup.
I'm sure with a tone of voice like that, she'd really jump all over you.
Yes, she would. Yes.
They are. My little Mila is 4. That's their daughter.
You know what? Because of Love After Lockup, I always want to say Mila Grace. Even though it's Miley Grace.
Miley Grace.
Which, by the way, y'all, Love After Lockup, the
August 1st.
August 1st is coming back, and that's going to be on RG Plus on the $15 video tier.
Yes. You're going to get a video of us talking about those messes. It is Life After Lockup, just to clarify.
Thank you.
So they're talking about the couples therapy they had, and they said they made good progress, but and she goes, yeah, but Jovi goes to work and I'm by myself. So the issue of his job still only has him 6 months home.
He works on I guess an oil rig or something in the ocean.
Yeah.
So
which
he's like gone a month,
sounds
back
like
a month.
a dream.
Oh boy.
If my husband was gone every other month, oh my God.
I kind of would love that too, unless I had a child. That would be hard.
Yeah.
That would be hard.
Yeah, that would be pesky.
And it's hard if you have a child. It's also hard if you are, this is not your home country and y'all, because literally she came here and then like 3 days after she first came here, he had to leave. And so she just hung out with his mom. Her only friend was
I would become someone's sugar baby real quick. So that's how I would avoid that situation. I don't think Yara wants to do that though.
Would you, or would you ruin it like you have for the last 15 years?
I'd probably
because you end up fucking the wrong people.
Yeah. Anyway, so Yara y'all is starting this. Yara is starting a business luxury, as she says, luxury accessories for puppy dogs.
Great. Now, I don't know if she's doing anymore. She was doing makeup.
Yep. I think she pivoted.
But I think she stopped.
Yeah. And Joey's like, I don't know what to think about this because we don't even have a dog. It is kind of strange, I think, to be selling dog accessories.
It is and it isn't, because Yara wants to make things that she just wants to make money.
That's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so later on, Yara is kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of meh on everybody, but like we're good. We're on good terms. But she says, but Andrei is an Eastern European man. He reminds me of my brother and my father, and they're just blowhards. And
they are.
But the big deal with Yara, y'all, is that the big deal with Yara and Jovi. Now that they're in Miami, they have no support, no mom to help them. Gwen,
yeah.
no mother.
No
Gwen,
mom, another Gwen, and Yara just wants to have like play dates and things like that.
Yara wants friends. So, and let's move on to Loren and Alexei. So y'all, this chaos house of screaming children.
It's fun.
It never ends with them.
Well, they've got 3 under 3. They've got so many.
Well, I think it's 3 under 4 now. But it feels like there's 7 kids with the amount of noise. And of course, Loren has adult braces. That has been
good for you, Loren. Just be careful, because the next thing you know, one day you're in braces, and then the next day,
headgear.
You're in headgear.
Maybe she had them for a normal amount of time, though.
Oh God.
So everyone shows up along with like 2 randoms.
Well, the best friend. What's her name? Noga. Y'all, this woman came to play.
And I'm just kind of like, this is when I'm thinking, are you doing this just because there's a camera there? Because you don't know these people from Adam.
That felt a little weird, because it was like, we don't know you at all. It'd be different if it was like Loren's sister or Loren, like somebody that, but it was just, it's just a lot of new characters involved in a lot of drama.
Yeah.
And that doesn't.
And as normal that happens in these parties, boys go to the grill because it feels like fire. And they can cook things on the fire. Although most of the times they just sit around watching things happen. And the girls are in the kitchen. And at one point they're talking about Moldova and going there. And Loren goes like, but you're moving there. And that's when Yara says, why the fuck would you move to Moldova? That's like country even farther. And then my country. And Libby's like, well, it's not overnight. We need to scope it out. And Libby says, they're talking about, Well,
Loren says, I don't know if Moldova's the best, because it was talked about this on Andrei's season, that there's a lot of corruption in Moldova.
Well, and I like Yara saying, so is America.
Yeah. And
America's just as corrupt.
And Libby's like, it is. So, especially Florida. Jesus.
Right. So, and then this is really interesting.
This one, I like this part, because Libby said,
argument, Libby said, do you ever feel bad that you took Alex away from everything, and you took your children's relationship or your children's relationship with their grandparents, and did you take that away? And they
Loren
went,
agreed, because she has.
Loren went, well, I don't know. I felt that. She's like, but now I don't.
Yeah.
She's like, now he wanted to come here. And I think there's nuance to this. I don't know if you feel like, I don't know if there needs to be some type of payback.
No, I don't think there should be.
I don't know if there's a reciprocal quality here of you have to go live there. I think if both people make a decision to where I think what the problem is Libby thinks that has guilt because of what she did for him and uprooted him.
And her family was so horrible, and they went through so much. But also, that's how they. Well, I guess maybe he and Chuck aren't making money in the houses anymore, or maybe they
I don't
are.
know. Go ahead. Bottom line is, I don't think if your partner moves here, it sacrifices that, and I don't think you should feel like you need to owe them. I think that's
Yara.
love. I think that's love. And if they express to you, I kind of want to go back and live there for a while, it's something you can talk about, but I don't think it's something you need to think you have to give him out of some type of reciprocal factor.
Well, I loved when Yara said, "You didn't take us away. It was our choice." And I think that's a great, important word to remember, is that it's now
you married someone for love, and you moved
other
for love.
Choices. Like if we look at I'm not going to remember their name. He has really pretty blue eyes. And you think he should be a model, and he got the girl pregnant in Russia. Steven and Olga. She moved here because she got pregnant. She almost kind of didn't have a choice.
She kind of had to move here.
We're not talking about those situations. But for all three of these couples, it was very much a conscious choice. And when Yara said that, I thought...
And Yara didn't want to come to the U.S., remember?
No, she didn't want to, but she said, I chose to do this for Jovi. So I think I'm not saying not to have empathy for that. And I don't think a lot of people realize how hard it is once they get here. But like you said, I think that's a great way to put it.
But the need for reciprocity it's more about that they did that out of love. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't need a payback, C's. It just doesn't.
Look at the two of us. Strangers in many ways. Okay.
It took a lifetime to share. Now, I got to ask, why are you singing it higher than Karen Carpenter's score key?
Because I wanted to.
But it would fit better in the range that you have.
I don't think so. Also, I don't have perfect pitch like you because I'm not a freak.
I don't think it is kind of freakish.
It's kind of freakish.
Let's move on. Where are we? So they are kind of grilling. The men are grilling, and they're talking about not really speaking to the families. And Joey's like, your wife's not gonna move to Moldova. And Andrei's like, I will give her an ultimatum.
and it's almost like they're promoting Ultimatum Queer Love on Netflix.
Later on, when they're talking, Libby just goes, do you know what that word means? And Andrei's like, well, it's something that you can make to make sure something. So he really doesn't. And she's like, if you give me an ultimatum, you'll get one right back. So yeah, y'all, ever since that thing with the phone, I still say that's when things changed in her and that relationship. She found her power. Because y'all, he grabbed that phone out of her hand and she looked murder at him.
Oh.
And after that, and it was on camera, and so now she can balance him out pretty well. She does demur to him. Defer to him. Thank you. She does defer to him some. Yeah. But when things really hit on her, she will lose her shit.
Yeah, that was a great moment. You really just
phone,
saw it
y'all. I think that's like Happily Ever After, like 4 or 5.
I think, yeah.
Or maybe it's their first Happily Ever After season. But boy, they went through some tough shit with that family.
It's pretty amazing that they're still together after all these years.
I think they genuinely love one another.
I think they do too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They also have great sex.
Yeah. I think all three. Now let me think about that, but not with her.
Okay. Focus.
I think all three of these couples have kind of got it planned out.
I think so too.
So they are. The girl, they're talking about what are you going to do in Moldova? And she's like, well, I'll just be a stay-at-home mom, I guess. And Loren basically says, Alexei would want me to be a stay-at-home mom too, but I think we need a girls' night out. So apparently I think they're going to be in Miami a while. Because I think
so, yeah.
I think we're this is going to be.
I mean, they literally have I sent this to you. We've never seen a chyron of three couples walking all at one time in slow motion on the beach. I know that sounds silly, but when I saw that, I kind of got goosebumps because I just went, "This is a big deal. This is something 90
It's like
days
the Avengers. It's like the 90-day Avengers.
Oh my God, they are the 90-day Avengers. They really kind of are. They're the OGs."
I like it when I say something.
What? I just ended it. I thought it was great.
I know. I just like it.
You get be excited for you.
You get excited. Things. You get excited about it, and then say exactly.
You would get excited things as a little boy, and would your dad or your mom just shit on? I just was excited,
and then 3 episodes later, you'll say, "You know what? They're kind of like the 90-day Avengers."
And you'll go, "I said that,"
and you go, "Did you?"
I don't remember.
Anyway, so everyone's kind of gabbing about growing up there, but Loren's like, I respect that you wanted to go home, but can you really see your children growing there? I'm going to say this, y'all. Loren has kind of always been been a snob about where she grew up. She's always been a spoiled child. It's her worst quality. I feel like.
I mean, she talked about that when her first season. She talked a little bit about that, like because it was Here, you know the interesting thing about Loren. I think Loren has been one of those people who has been the most herself on camera. I agree.
And to her own detriment. I feel like I feel like we know exactly who she is.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't hide things from the camera at all.
She does not.
Yara plays it closer to the chest.
Definitely.
Sure. Libby does a little too.
Yeah. And I think they're definitely, and I think to Loren's detriment, her warts and all. Mm-hmm. And just to be fair, That's kind
of why I like her so much, but I can see too.
I agree
on her some too.
She rubs me the wrong way a lot.
She's gotten people probably gotten some of the most hate of anybody on 90 Day for social media wise too.
Yep.
So
totally. So they're kind of talking about they're talking about Andrei says, well, it's going to be cheaper. When Loren, and because Loren, I said this before we were talking about the show. I feel like Loren had a little bit of a phone call with producers here, and they're like, do you mind spearheading this whole kind of taking down Andrei kind of thing? And she's like, no, I can do it. I want to fuck with him. Sounds good.
It does feel a little bit like it. All these three couples have been through a very similar experience, and to me, I'm like, why shouldn't you move back and introduce your children
or for a year?
Even a couple, they're still young right now. Like,
this is the time to do it.
Middle school, then it's hard to do it. Take them there for elementary.
He wants to work. He wants to work remotely. She doesn't have a great relationship with her parents right now or her family, and this would be the time to do it.
Get the kids. Totally. They probably already have dual citizenship. If not, like, do all that stuff. Learn the language where they can talk to their grandparents, their family.
There's no birthright citizenship. So
I think this is a great idea.
Yeah, Libby is really Florida. So I think, anyway, but she's obviously doing it.
I want to say though, don't forget though, that was kind of why she was different than her family, because when she was she was a travel bug. She traveled all around the world and loved doing that when she was younger.
Are they called travel bugs?
I don't know. I just called it right now. A travel bug.
I think when someone
coined
says
it.
You've got the travel bug.
Whatever.
That means
they
that
are a travel. I like it. Trademark. RealityGays travel bug.
Sure. So they're and at one point Loren's like, it's kind of corrupt. And Andrei goes, it's a project of Russian work. What do you want? What do you want?
He really went in on the
y'all. Andrei's the most defensive person on the planet.
He's so hot and he's fucking infuriating. He's one of the most infuriating people on 90 Day Fiance because he just bulldozes everyone to get what he fucking wants a lot. I can't think of any time we've seen him compromise with Libby.
I could not believe Alexei's like, he's pissed that because Libby isn't supporting him. And Alexei says, you need to make sure your family's on board. It's something you can make her do. And I'm just like, I'm not forcing doing it. And Alexei says, you said ultimatim.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro,
he dropped the T.
Bro code.
And Andrei was
because he's afraid of Loren.
Yeah, he's like, he's
like, I did not say ultimatum. And he's like, yes, you did. You used the word ultimatum. And they talk about what
he said Alex thought it was rude and disrespectful.
Yeah.
And Jovi, then once they said, y'all take a drink every time they say ultimatum and you're going to be ripped.
Yeah.
Because Jovi said, you said you would give her an ultimatum.
They all just let it go.
Yeah, it's so great.
OMG.
But then Noga, what's her name again? Noga. That's kind of where Noga explodes, and she's like,
this woman is irrelevant. I don't give a shit.
Hello, irrelevant.
I know. This is
she gets really, and she's yelling at Andrei,
and Andrei's like, you don't know me.
And Loren tries to push, like, if Libby's not happy, a mother holds the household together. And if she's not happy, ain't nobody happy. Didn't you see that cross stitch on someone's wall?
That's about all I got. Shall we move on?
Sure.
To the Queen of Hearts.
Motherfucking playing with the Queen of Hearts. No one in it.
Darcey and Georgi.
Okay. Boy, I have never felt so seen in my life because this is what happens when I go to a spook house. I'm just in the corner going,
and I'm trying not to punch people.
Someone's going to have to hold me up. I mean, I've told that story when I was in high school and I went to a spook house with my girlfriend.
And you kind of threw her out of the way.
It was an old
her body
house
as a
that
human
church
shield.
had redone, yeah. And they had the guy with the chainsaw, and I said, "Go, Lacey, go!" And I shoved her out, but I didn't know because the old house they didn't have steps, so it was like a 3-foot drop. So she just kind of fell, and I literally walked over her, running and screaming out of the spook house.
Yeah, so it's good. The phrase "women and children first" is kind of an outdated notion.
Wow, how did she?
Y'all, we're in a house of horrors at some kind of fair, and I just wrote
clowns.
Poor Darcey's just that damaged voice. It just feels like kind of like she must have like polyps or something at this point. And she's walking, and Georgi's behind her, and they're going on a maze. She's like, "You can put your hand in my pocket. I'm Darcey, and this is my 37-year-old husband, Georgi."
And Darcey is 49, soon to be 50 the next
49
day.
years young.
Yep. She's going to be 50 tomorrow.
It's her 50th birthday tomorrow, so we're going to get Stacy at her birthday. This is going to be great. And so they go down they call the slide, and she's like, "Do it big, baby." They never stop with the branding.
They don't.
I got to say.
It does give us some context, too, just so we know as far as timing. Darcey's birthday is September 23rd. So, and this was, and so she would have been 50 in September of 2024.
Okay.
So
they filmed it last year.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing, the big thing this season is going to be they are going to Bulgaria to meet Georgi's parents for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of shocking, that Georgi's parents have never been over here when they've been dating, and maybe they just don't visit. I'm certain they've done like a Zoom visit. They had to have,
right? I think they've done that. I mean, they had a wedding. Did they not Zoom in for the wedding? Which we've already discussed this. It is a travesty that we never saw this wedding. This is all
it's disgusting. I don't like to talk about it.
6 years of waiting for Darcey. It's the biggest fail of the 90 Day Fiance franchise, if you ask me.
That this wedding was not a Darcey and Stacey double wedding spectacular.
Yep. It was a fail, and I'm still angry about it.
Seems like, y'all, they couldn't set a date because he proposed to her 4 months after meeting her.
Purpose.
And he purposed her. Mm-hmm. And she said we couldn't set a date because Georgie was still unfortunately married. He got divorced. Then they broke up. Then they got together and they broke up again. And Georgie says,
"But I never gave up. I flew from DC to Miami. We are soulmates.
Never had a man do that for me before. Beautiful. There's no way just asking me back."
And now they're married almost a year. And y'all, I don't know who suggested for them to eat turkey legs, but Darcey's huge injected lips
just trying to
eating that turkey, just like kind of like gumming that turkey leg down. Mm-hmm. She can't feel her lips anymore. There's no way.
No.
And she says, even though I'm almost 50, I feel like a 20-something newlywed. I'm happy. I'm horny. I just wish Georgie was looking at me while he's looking at that turkey leg.
And that's where she's like, I'm sweet and juicy. Got them greasy turkey leg
lips.
Greasy
turkey leg.
Got them greasy turkey leg lips. So, she asked, they're walking around and it's really sweet. He's doing all this for her. And there's this cute little table he has set up.
Just right before that, he's taking her shoes off. She goes,
y'all, she is horny on another level.
I don't know if you heard her say this, but she's walking in the sand. She's like, I'm stepping in pee. Let me get on the grass. So continue. I'm sorry.
That is the beauty of Darcey. Stacey as well, but especially Darcey.
They're going to create their own content.
There's a constant narration, which is perfect for reality TV, because on reality TV, it's like when I've been on we both have been on game shows, and game shows, they always say, talk out what you're thinking.
Now?
Talk out what you're thinking. Never just sit there and think. We need to know exactly what you're thinking. And she does it naturally. And Stacey does too, not as much as Darcey, but that's why they're beautiful on this show. So anyway, so they're walking along. She sees the roses and the candy. She's like, Bulgarian roses. And y'all, if you remember, that's a thing. Georgie was going to make
Bulgaria,
his own
rose oil.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. And so, but tomorrow's the birthday party with Darcey and Stacey, and I'm sure we'll see Florian. And exactly. And so he's like, for my beautiful wife, happy. And she looks at him and says, it's okay to say 50. And then she confirms it. And he's like, well, you're halfway there. And she goes, what?
To 100?
And then that.
Hope I live that long.
She's like,
imagine like fine wine.
I take a sip. Y'all, this woman. So they're kind of alluding. Surely, I hope they already don't have a sex problem.
I don't know.
They're kind of alluding to me to think that their sex life isn't great. And if you don't remember, the first time they had sex, this is where we always loved her. But this is where Darcey solidified herself as a sissy when she looked under the covers and looked at just Georgie's ginormous penis. And she went, whoa. And did her eye. And that's when I went, she's one of us. She's one of us.
So y'all, he is worried about meeting he hasn't been home in 13 years, and he really hopes his family accepts her. He's like,
but you have to make a good first impression. They live in very small conservative town, so don't show up like that.
What do you mean? Like what? Like what? Showing off what?
I know my fashion sense when I go to Europe. Very classy, very demure. Don't school me. Don't school me in European fashion.
I know. Please. And he's like, she needs to cover her boobs. And it's hilarious because you look, y'all, and it's just like, you can almost see top of
just
knit.
A shelf.
They're just filling out.
It's like Amanda Lepore at this point. It's just like right there.
Tits on parade.
That's such a gay reference.
Yeah, that's such a gay. And if you know what that reference is, and if you're a woman, you're a homosexual.
You're kind of gay, but that's okay. You can Google it if you want. And Darcey's like, I spent a lot of money for this. I'll still be respectful, but I'm going to have my flair. I'm not going there to have a make under. She came up with that line and probably used it 4 or 5 times in the season. Y'all, she creates her own content.
She does. That's why she's the best.
And Georgie's like, you should be nervous. My dad has a master's degree in profiling. She goes, mine too. Remember, y'all.
They do, yeah.
Daddy Silva was in the fucking CIA.
Yeah, y'all.
Not fucking around.
He didn't fuck around at all. So she's like, but Darcey says, and this is true about Georgie. This isn't just a made up plot point.
I've always felt this about him.
She said, I always feel like he's hiding something. My gut never lies.
It's always felt like that to me. Yeah. I think it's also because
I'm gonna have to buy cough drops this season if I'm doing Darcey.
He doesn't share a lot.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
God,
there's something about him that feels a little put on for TV too. It's the opposite of Florian, who is not put on for television at all.
At all.
What you see is what you get.
God, I want to watch him masturbate, though. I'd love that. Georgie, he's hot, not Florian.
That felt really, really aggressive.
Oh, please.
And almost kind of assaulty.
Oh, please. You have no right.
But you said it in the way like, I would love a creamsicle right now.
Mm-hmm. Literally.
You said it in the same way.
Literally. I think as I'm going to Provincetown, I'm getting ready.
But I would say don't deliver it that way.
I will not be sex shamed by the likes of you. And with that, y'all, let's close out this show. That is a show, except for we've got a call.
We've got to call us.
We've got to call us. Let's do a call us, shall we? Okay, here we go.
Hey, Maddie and Poodle. It's your girl, Tina, reporting live from the streets in Philly proper. So Tina. I want to address the Pope because you briefly mentioned it on the Gaily Dose, and we know he's an American Pope. But what you didn't know or didn't mention is that he actually went to Villanova, which is part of Delaware County, which is also referred to as Delco for those in the Philly area. It's a counterculture. Google it. But here's the other part. Earlier in the week, prior to the Pope getting elected, there was something very viral called the Delco Pooper. And this woman from Delco, in a road rage incident, pooped on somebody's car, or I should say it was kind of liquid, call it what you will. So in Delco, we went from the Delco Pooper to the Delco Pope all in the same week. It's just wild out here. You guys know Philly. You know how we roll. Furthermore, what I wanted to point out was apparently the Pope used to cut the grass at St. Denis Church in Havertown, which is where my daughter got married, which kind of, I feel, makes me adjacent to the Pope, like a distant cousin. But because I'm an OG sissy, it kind of means we're all family. And the way I'm looking at it, like, yo, we're all family with the Pope. Who knew? It started with the Delco Pooper, and this story ends with us all being family. But that's how we roll out here in Philly. We are not soft. See you later.
That is the most Philly call ever.
So Philly.
And she's like, and she used to cut the grass in Haverford. I just love it that she assumes we know all of these places. In Haverford, the Delco Pooper.
I don't know where any of these. Is this what it's like when I tell my Oklahoma stories?
Yes. It's worse, actually. Your stories are worse.
I love that. The Delco Pooper to the Delco Pope.
That's God fucking Philly. I still say, y'all,
Tina was so drunk at our live show.
It's the most
with her.
Unsafe I've ever felt.
And turned on.
Strangely, no. You know what? The most unsafe
guys are hot there.
Was the party bus. Was the party bus situation in Los Angeles? But it was the fact that. There was a little edge there was an edge to that audience that I was both turned on by and scared.
Mm-hmm.
We're going back. I like you. I love Philly, but don't clown on Rocky.
Don't clown
as
on
our
Rocky.
Uber driver said. And I tried to explain, no, we're doing it. It's going to be fun. They're like,
don't bring it up next time.
Don't make fun of Rocky. Don't understand. And it's like this woman was so serious.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, maybe we should abandon this bit.
We just walked out in robes. That was it, y'all. And to Rocky. All right.
But we didn't make a comment because I think if we'd made one comment, someone would have thrown like 10 cans at my
beer
face.
Bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Philly audiences.
That is the show. That is the show now. Yes. Thank y'all so much for listening. That is and again, if you're watching on YouTube, this is our part 1 of Happily Ever After. We're going to do 2 parts. So 2 times. And so you can click
2 times.
Hopefully it I don't know how YouTube works. Hopefully it just plays the next video is part 2. But I feel like that never happens because when I watch Dr. Pimple Popper and there's a part 2 from the pop, it plays fucking some Celine Dion song, which normally I like.
It's gonna be like Liberace in Branson or something really classic gay.
You know, that's a great point. I'm going to apologize now to these YouTubers of what we're going to do to your algorithm. Once you start following us, it's all down. The shit you're going to see, y'all. I am so sorry.
Rip Taylor's bar mitzvah, adult bar mitzvah. Paul Lynde Halloween special.
They're going to see a video. They're like, oh, that's Judy Garland. And they'll go, wait a minute.
That's Jim a drag queen.
Who's Jim Bailey? I don't know
Jim
who that
Bailey.
is.
And you better know, put some respect on Jim Bailey's name.
Well, you should.
The foremost Judy Garland male impersonator ever.
And Phyllis Diller. But if you're not a homosexual of a certain age, you wouldn't know who Jim Bailey was.
You're going to get an education through our YouTube.
We should do Jim Bailey in our Icon series. That's a great Gaily dose.
True.
All right, everybody. That's the show. Thank you for listening, or thank you for watching. We appreciate you being here.
We get to see watching now.
If you don't want to watch us or listen to us with commercials, you can subscribe to RG Plus. That's our premium content. And if you subscribe to the $8 tier, that's available on patreon.com/realitygays or on Supercast. That is realitygays.supercast.com or on Apple subscriptions. That's only one tier on Apple because, Poodle, what's easier than you?
Apple subscriptions.
You just press one button.
One button.
You can do a yearly and get, I think, 10 or something, 15. You get a discount if you do it yearly. So you can.
I think it's 10%.
So you can do that, and that'll give you all of our content without any commercials for
your pleasure.
For your pleasure. But you can also, we've got a lot of stuff on RG Plus. There's a lot on the $5 tier, including Ultimatum Queer Love that we just covered, our Classless, our classic Love After Lockup episodes, as well as classic old 90 Day Fiance episodes that we originally didn't cover because we started during the middle of the franchise.
Yes.
So you can go back and listen to that. Yeah. And Selling Sunset, which will be coming back sometime this year, that's all there too. So we do a lot. But you know what?
We do.
But when you love what you do, you never work a day
in your life.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, everybody, we will see you in part 2. But until then, we call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places, Poodle?
Yes. And after this video, you're going to roll into Charles Nelson Riley's gardening special.
You're welcome.
And I'm sorry about that. And I'm not sorry.
I'm not sorry. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Call us.